ERi-TV news broadcast crew and I, Dalit Sahaya, are now ready for your daily news briefing at 10:30 local time. But first, let us catch up with the major headlines. YPFDJ conference in Europe convened. Training on sustainable livelihood and community health in Gat Sub region. Asia's poor grew by 68 million people after the pandemic. Huawei's revenue reached nearly $100 billion in 2023. On our local news, the 18th YPFDJ conference in Europe convened on 28th March in Italy under the theme Eritrea within solidarity beyond. The conference is being attended by more than 600 youth from over 12 countries in Europe and the US. Mr. Fsahatjan Petros, Eritrea's ambassador to Italy, commended the active participation and contribution of members of PFDJ. He expressed his appreciation that the organization will strengthen its organizational capacity and participation in the national affairs. During the Congress, participants will engage in a thorough discussion on strengthening organizational capacity, unity, and contributing to the national affairs. The National Union of Eritrean Women branch in Gat Sub Zone, Southern Red Sea region, organized a training session focused on women's sustainable livelihood and the community's health. The training, conducted in cooperation with partners, brought together 30 women from all administrative areas in the subzone who have children aged from 6 to 11 years. Over the period of 3 months, participants engaged in both theoretical and practical sessions, including preparation of nutritious food using locally available resources for their children. Ms. Saada Ibrahim, head of the Union branch in the region, emphasized the importance of preparing nutritious meals to ensure the health and proper development of children. She also announced the plans to organize similar training programs in other subzones of the region. Ambassador Mohammed Said Mantai, governor of the region, highlighted the significance of the training in fostering and the physical and mental development of children, stressing the need for its sustainability. In the first quarter of 2024, a praiseworthy soil and water conservation initiatives along the renovation of dirt roads have spread by the Ministry of Agriculture branch has been undertaken in Gat Sub Zone. The report was provided by Mr. Tesfagaber Tsagai, head of the Agricultural Office in the subzone. Mr. Tesfagaber reported that thus far across the 17 administrative areas of the subzone, over 33,000 meters of terraces, more than 24,000 water diversion schemes, and 3,186 meters of water catchment schemes have been constructed. Additionally, 195 kilometers of dirt road has been renovated. He further mentioned that the water diversion schemes has been constructed in Hutit administrative area to safeguard the dam from mud accumulation, ensuring its sustainability. Highlighting the board participation about 9,000 residents in the popular campaigns, participants expressed plans to extensive reforestation activities as part of the ongoing efforts. Dear viewers, we'll be back with the international news shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Nearly 70 million more people lived in extreme poverty in developing Asia's countries last year due to COVID-19 pandemic and rising life costs, a Philippines-based development bank has said. More than 155 million people suffered from extreme poverty in developing Asia in 2022, 67.8 million more than if the pandemic has not occurred, the Asian Development Bank ADB said in a report released on Thursday. The ADB estimated in 2021 that an extreme 75 to 80 million people have been pushed into extreme poverty in the region during the previous year compared with pre-pandemic estimates. Extreme poverty is defined by the World Bank as living on a less than $2.15 a day based on 2017 price and adjusted for inflation. The Manila-based Development Bank recommended the governments in developing Asia, which covered 46 economies across the region, strengthening social welfare, improve access to financial services, invest in infrastructure, and support technological innovation, among other remedies. On our last news, Huawei, the tech giant, which has been a flashpoint in escalating rivalry between Washington and Beijing, said it has back-to-back with strong 2023. The Shenzhen-based firm said on Friday it is expected to bring in more than 700 billion yuan, that is $99 billion in revenue in 2023, partly off a stronger-than-expected performance in the economic business. That is a 90% jump from 642.3 billion yuan, $92.4 billion record in 2022. It is, however, still below the approximate $123 billion Huawei logged in 2019. The strong performance came after the launch of Huawei Mate 60 Pro smartphone in August, which had shocked industry experts who did not understand how the company would have a technology to make such an advanced device following sweeping efforts by the United States to restrict China's access to foreign chips. The smartphone has been eagerly embraced by consumers and has allowed Huawei to snatch market share away from Apple in China, according to the Counterpoint research. Dear viewers, we've come to the end of tonight's news. Let's have a quick recap of the headlines. YPFDJ conference in Europe convened. Training on sustainable livelihood and community held in Gat Sub Zone. Asia's poor grew by 68 million people after pandemic. Huawei's revenue reached nearly $100 billion in 2023. That is all our local and international news. Dear viewers, thanks for watching and have a good night.